Hello and welcome to another season of The Assessment. We're going to be here today with Truddie Comstock, interviewing her. You don't want to miss this. Hello again and welcome to another season of The Assessment. We're here today with Truddie Comstock, who's been a member here at Bay Ridge Rescue Squad since 2001. Truddie, you joined as an attendant/driver. Can you tell us what made you want to join back in 2001?
Well, at that time, I was currently working at the funeral home, as I was the office manager at the funeral home, and my coworker was a paramedic. So I've always kind of been intrigued by it, but my family's kind of klutzy. So after my husband fell out of a tree with a running chainsaw, I thought probably I should get some first aid at the very basic, but he encouraged me to become a member of a rescue squad. Lost because this rescue squad is in my district, or I live in the district. I'm only a mile down the road, so why would I sleep elsewhere when I could sleep in my own bed? So that's what prompted me to come here.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, and you've also held numerous positions over your time here at Bay Ridge Rescue Squad, other than attendant and driver. So, can you tell us about the different positions you've held?
So when I started, I was an attendant and driver because I had absolutely no medical background whatsoever, other than, putting bandages on my little kids. So I joined in March. The following September, I went to my first basic EMT class, did that successfully. Was a basic EMT for 8 years, but life got busy, so I didn't have the time to really do the medical part of it, but I continued with being as a board member. I started my board seat 2002, and have been in that seat continuously since 2002. I am a part of the Sunshine Committee, where we make sure any bereavement stuff needs to go out, or if we're welcoming a new member because our members have had a baby, or celebrating a wedding or something of that nature, to make sure that's taken care of. Also, the uniforms, big part of, got to make sure everybody's got something on that says Bay Ridge, so I kind of head that up. Lisa and I do that together, as well as the banquet committee. I chair that, and most recently I joined the bylaws committee.
So you do a lot of kind of the behind the scenes stuff, even of just supporting really the EMTs.
Keep everybody in line.
Right, yeah, exactly. So
Keep everybody in line.
You mentioned you're on the uniform committee, and we also just had recently the balloon festival, and you were kind of an integral part in creating the uniform shirt that we have for that. And maybe we can put an image up on the screen of the uniform design we had for that. But can you tell us about that logo and kind of the story behind that?
Well, a few years ago, we started putting themes to the shirts that we wear at Balloon Festival, just to show support in the community for just different things that are going on. I think our first year we did it, we were in support of breast cancer, because October is Breast Cancer Month. And then we did our support of autism, because we have some members here who have family members that are autism. And then this year, a member came and said, what about organ donation? Because we have a couple members that have had that. And so the design came from organ donation. The butterfly is the representation that organization has decided to use, probably because of the metamorphosis from a caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly. And the colors that we chose are their colors as well. So we kind of took their design and just, I have a great graphic artist that I work with, who for some reason always seems to know what I want before I know what I want, but I go and say, hey Brian, this is what I'm thinking, and he shoots me awesome artwork all the time, and then we bring it back to the membership. They either agree with it, or they decide, well, we want this changed or whatever, and that's pretty much how it's done. And then we take it off to Impressive Imprints and get it done.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, and these have been certainly very popular since coming out. Everybody loves the design.
They are. They're awesome. I think this is probably one of my favorite ones.
Excellent. Very cool. So Trudy, you also mentioned you've been a board member since 2002. Can you kind of talk about what the role is like being a board member for a rescue squad?
Well, it's interesting to say the least, but primarily our board of directors is the backbone, I feel, of the agency. We take care of the financial aspect of it, try to make sure that, I mean, all the bases are covered, make sure that supplies are done, all the contracts are done to make sure that, you know, all the needs of the building are done. And then the not so happy part, the discipline, and the complaints, we deal with that. And hopefully, because I like to think that because I've been a member since 2002, that this membership has some confidence in my decision-making. I feel that I'm a fair, unbiased person, even when it's not necessarily to my benefit, but I like to think that I am. So, you know, you get the good and the bad, and then we get to, you know, hopefully make good decisions about some of the fun purchases that are, you know, I say fun, but equipment that makes life easier for the people that are out in the field to be able for them to do their jobs more efficiently and, you know, take care of our community. That's what we're all about.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And it is important to have that structure here and to know that there will be discipline and all that kind of stuff. You know, you need to do what you're supposed to, but we appreciate you guys working on that, so.
It's a little stressful some days, but, you know, we get through it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would, if someone were to come up to you and ask, why should I join a rescue squad, or I'm interested in this, but like, what's really the catch behind it? What would you tell them?
I would never discourage anyone. I would first find out kind of like what their interest is. Not everybody's a medical person. I mean, you know, we have people here who are not necessarily medical people, but are more kind of do like what I'm doing. There has to be people in the background to take care of the financials and make sure that the rules are fair for everyone and that, you know, we're compliant with all the laws and stuff. So if that's what they were interested in, I would certainly encourage them to do that because we need that. But then if there's, you know, a young person who wants to get into the medical field, what better way to find out? I mean, you see everything. There isn't, you know, much that we don't see. And there's, you know, we have here, I feel we have great training. We have great providers. We have people who are, you know, great teachers, aren't afraid to show people or the new people, you know, what's going on. So what better way to find out? And then I feel on a rescue squad, it's either gonna make you or break you. You're either gonna love it or you're not. And if it's not your thing, what better way to do it in a volunteer position that, I don't wanna say you don't have anything vested because you do, you have your time, but it's a good way to find out without having to go to school for, you know, 5 or 6 years to find out that, geez, this isn't really for me. You know, an EMT course is a little less cost to find that out. And sometimes people want to come in and just be an attendant and then discover, oh my God, I love this. And now they're a paramedic, you know, so it can go either way, but I would never discourage anyone. You don't know until you try.
Yeah.
You don't know until you try.
Yeah. And you've been in this for almost 19 years now, so.
Yeah, this is my 19th year.
There you go. So what's really been like your motivation for staying here? Because you're a volunteer, you're not paid to be here.
Nope.
This is all just kind of your volunteer time, but what makes you want to stay?
I love this agency, and I love the good with the bad, or the bad with the good, however you want to say that, because there's both. But I like the fact that I'm giving something of myself back to my community. I just, you know, even though I'm not in the back of the ambulance anymore, I don't even drive very much anymore. It's been a while since I've even done that, but it's just nice to know when I was an EMT or when I was a driver, it was nice to pull up into a house and maybe it was one of my kids' friends, and it was comforting for me to know that that child or that patient was more comfortable because it was somebody they saw around the community. It wasn't some person that they had never seen before. There were a couple times where we went to homes that were of my kids' friends, and they're like, oh, it's Ashley's mom or it's Kim's mom, and that made them feel better even though they needed our services. It was a little bit more comforting. So I find comfort in that. I like to just, you know, like I said, give back to our community. I mean, there's so much that's got to be done, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. So Trudy, tell me about the name Pitbull.
Pitbull. Well, Shane seems to think that he's the original Pitbull around here, but he is not. When I first became a board member, one of the other board members, an older gentleman than I, was intrigued by my passion, I guess is a better word, because I get riled up when I see something that's not right or somebody's being wronged. I'm not really shy about saying what I feel. Sometimes it comes out better than others, but I'm not. I'm usually very passionate about it. I don't like to see people mistreated. So he affectionately said, "She's like a pit bull with lipstick." So I have numerous colors. So depending upon the occasion, we can accommodate that. So even though Shane likes to think he's a pit bull, he's not.
There you go.
I trump him. I'm the mama pit bull.
Mama Pitbull. He's the baby Pitbull.
That's
so,
it.
There we go.
That's it.
Cool.
That's it.
Awesome. Well, Trudy, thank you for your time
You're
today.
welcome.
And thank you guys for tuning in to another season of The Assessment. Stay tuned for future episodes coming out soon. And as always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to these videos. And show support to your local rescue squad. We'd appreciate it. Have a good day.